Before March 10th, 2007, no one would have believed that chant. The Libbey Cowboys had clearly demonstrated that they were superior to any competition in the area by breezing through the regular season. So last spring, a funny thing happened on the way to Columbus in the state tournament. They lost. The Cowboys didn't think it was funny at all.
We went home, you know what I'm saying? That was the end of our season. It was like a nightmare. I don't want to go through that ever again. Crying in the locker room after the game. Straight, all I can remember is pain.
You hate to see your season end like that, all right?
Now it's December 2007, the beginning of a new campaign, and the quest for that coveted state crown. This year's group of Cowboys is senior dominated. That means a squad with 5 seniors have placed a high price on ending this journey in the capital city, cutting Buckeye nets.
With most of the guys coming back, it'll be a great incentive for them to look forward to this season. So, unfinished work.
Championship 7.
The Cowboys have cut down nets before, but they were Toledo Rocket nets. And Toledo Rocket nets only get cut down in Toledo. The city championship is clearly not but just one of the goals for this team. The Libbey Cowboys come into this season keenly aware of the fact that the pressure is, to say the least, a little bit high. But no pressure can be higher than the pressure that they've placed on themselves.
We're a year older, we're a year smarter, a year wiser. I mean, we know what it's like to lose.
Some things, kids have to learn through losses as well as through wins. And so hopefully it won't be a situation where we end up losing that key part of the season because of the overconfidence.
Now this all sounds fine and dandy, but the reality is games have to be played, circumstances overcome, and performances achieved. So why should we assume anything will change from the last time that we saw this movie?
We make sure everybody stay on their toes and stuff, make sure everybody show up, practice on time and everything, so come play hard as a game. We like a family, really, though.
We smarter, stronger, we more skilled, we know what to do in certain times, and we aggressive. Like I said, we don't have to be aggressive the whole year.
To say that William Buford has command of the ship and is expected to perform at a supernatural level is not delivering a news bulletin.
It's real cool. I like being like that. Just can't say no bad examples.
But this season requires attention that focuses on the peripheral parts of this engine. Tony Brown, the swift, aggressive two-guard who will see much time at point guard, is capable of blacking out at any moment and taking his game to another level and embarrassing opponents. He will be required to do just that if the Cowboys have plans on visiting Greg Oden's alma mater. He may be the most lethal player not named Buford.
I can score whenever I feel like it.
Julius Wells is no doubt anxious to redeem himself in a sense from a disappointing junior campaign in which he watched the majority with a torn meniscus in his knee. He didn't like the fact that he wasn't there for his brothers and plans to straighten that out this season, with a steady diet of versatility difficult for defenders to counter. Then there's this man, Brad Sandridge. Sandridge comes from a long line of basketball talent where the standard of exceptional is expected. Brad knows that and carries those expectations onto the court. Brad also knows that he was inconsistent last season and that he came and went. This year, Brad Sandridge promises consistency and to demonstrate the potential that his family and coaches have been calling for.
I make sure I show up every night instead of just some nights. Make sure I be there every night and play hard.
This is not a easy street that they're playing, all right? People have their own expectations about, quote unquote, how these young people are supposed to play the game. But I have my own expectations. And so they have to fulfill my expectations to play the game. So I got certain demands and I'm insisting that they do. And yet understanding that these are just young people.
So here we go again, Cowboys. You got our attention. Many believe last season was just the pain of growing through youth. Well, fellas, you're not kids anymore. There are no excuses left. Besides, men don't make them. Some don't believe at all. And some feel the Cowboys are overrated. Now, Cowboys, you know that there is only one way to stop that sound.